subscribe to the channel for more.
Renault is deploying a counterintuitive pricing strategy with the 2026 Kwid, restructuring its value proposition rather than racing to the bottom of the price list. The new entry-level baseline for the 2026 Kwid is now set at 4.53 lakh rupees. On paper, this creates an immediate contradiction. The absolute cheapest way to buy a Kwid actually got more expensive, while the top-tier, fully loaded versions became significantly cheaper. Raising the barrier to entry while making the premium end more accessible is a calculated gamble. It forces budget-conscious buyers to look past the base sticker price and reevaluate exactly what they are getting for their money. Renault restructured the Kwid's pricing ladder. The old Authentic and Techno trims are discontinued, consolidating the 2026 lineup into just two premium trims, Evolution and Climber. The absolute lowest price increases by 22,000 rupees, but fully loaded Climber models are slashed by 32,000 rupees. Renault is walking away from the bare-bones budget buyer to focus on the commuter who prioritizes a higher feature set. By reducing the Climber's price so significantly, a top-spec interior is now priced similarly to what used to be a mid-tier offering. To justify this push into a higher bracket, the exterior receives a few specific refinements. The 2026 model gets new 3D Renault badges and redesigned dual-tone plastic covers for the 14-inch steel wheels. The underlying architecture and physical dimensions haven't changed. The eyebrow-shaped LED running lamps and the 279-liter boot space are identical to the outgoing model. Inside the cabin, they have retained tech features that usually command a higher price tag, like the 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system equipped with wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The most noticeable cabin upgrade, however, is right in front of the driver. The Kwid now uses the exact same 3-spoke steering wheel, borrowed directly from the larger, more expensive Renault Kwid SUV. Swapping in tactile touchpoints from a higher-tier vehicle creates a psychological upgrade. The driver feels like they are sitting in a premium cabin, all without Renault having to inflate production costs with entirely new parts. Under the hood, the baseline performance is straightforward. It continues to run on a 1.0-liter, 3-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine, producing 69 horsepower and 92.5 newton-meters of torque. But the critical hardware addition for 2026 is fuel flexibility. Buyers can now opt for a retrofitted CNG kit, installed directly at authorized Renault workshops. This kit adds exactly 70,450 rupees to the final price, and it is strictly available for the manual transmission variants. Because this installation is backed by the manufacturer, it includes a 3-year or 1 lakh kilometer standard warranty to protect the buyer against mechanical faults. A factory-backed CNG option gives the Kwid the long-term running costs of a dedicated high-mileage commuter tool, while maintaining the same manufacturer safety net as a standard petrol purchase. To understand the Kwid's pricing logic, we have to look at Renault's broader corporate ambition for the Indian auto sector as a whole. This timeline visualizes the master plan recently announced by Renault CEO, a commitment to execute 12 distinct product actions across the country over the next 18 months. The internal mandate dictates an aggressive release cadence. The company states there will not be a gap of more than 2 consecutive months without a significant update rolling into showrooms. These upcoming actions range across the entire production spectrum, from simple design refreshes and limited editions to entirely new powertrains and brand new vehicle platforms. The Kwid's trim consolidation and aggressive top-end price cuts are not isolated decisions. They serve as the calculated opening salvo of a massive, sustained brand offensive designed to recapture market share. This brings us back to those entry-level heavyweights, the Maruti Espresso and the Alto K10, which still start at a lower price point of 3.50 lakh and 3.70 lakh respectively. By walking away from the bare-bones entry tiers, Renault has officially forfeited the title of the cheapest car on the lot. Instead, they have strategically positioned the Climber and Evolution trims to be the most feature-dense options in their exact price bracket. The 2026 Kwid trades its status as an ultra-budget leader for a role as a feature-dense alternative, betting that modern buyers will pay a premium for better tactile touchpoints over the bare essentials. Does an SUV-style steering wheel, an 8-inch screen, and a factory-backed CNG option justify skipping the absolute lowest tier of the market? Let us know your verdict in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe as we track the rest of Renault's 18-month rollout.